He came to talk about building a business through the power of storytelling. So naturally, he did it by telling a number of entertaining and instructive stories of his own. But that shouldn't be surprising. Kendall Jolly works for Disney. He's been with the company for 21 years, starting out as a singer, but more on that later. Jolly was in Singapore to speak at the 5th Educator Summit, sponsored in part by NUS Business School. In an animated presentation, no pun intended, he demonstrated how storytelling can be used to build an organizational culture and then pass it on to stakeholders and employees.
If people just give us facts and figures, we may not remember them after one time. But people can tell us a story once. And if it impacts us and we resonate with that story, we then go out and what do we do with that story? We tell it to other people. We share it with others. And it lives on beyond us. Storytelling can build your business.
The story of the Walt Disney Company goes back some 90 years to when Walt Disney and his brother Roy started an animation studio in their uncle's garage. The stories that the company has told on the big screen and the small screen are known around the world. But Jolly told one story of an event that took place behind the scenes that illustrates the Disney culture. It involved a family who left a child's favorite stuffed pink pig behind at a Disney resort, and the extraordinary efforts of a park employee to find the right pig, create and document a theme park adventure for the pig to explain how it got lost, and then reunite it with its owner.
What do you think the family's reaction was when they received this beautiful photo album and a handwritten note from the pig saying, "I'm sorry I got lost. I was having fun with my new friends in the Magic Kingdom and lost track of time"? What do you think their reaction was? Wow! We're never going to go anywhere else on vacation. This is awesome.
Jolly says by telling the story, Disney is able to illustrate what it expects its employees, cast members as they're called, to do, to go out and create magic for their guests. Later, in a panel discussion moderated by NUS Business School adjunct Professor Sheila Wang, Jolly said that when they're looking for people to fill those magical roles at Disney, they don't always go by what's on the applicant's CV.
So the first thing that we look at is that we hire for attitude, not for aptitude. And we want to make sure that the people that we're hiring are going to match the culture of our company, because if they do not first match the culture, they will never find success.
But he says you don't have to work in a magic kingdom to find ways to use storytelling to nurture your corporate culture.
How can you use stories to grab people, to get them to think about what it is that the point or the lesson that you're trying to impact them with, so they get excited about it and want to do more?
Great stories can be used to teach, especially relevant for the educators in the audience, and to share best practices, get people to understand what they should do, and equally important, what they should not do. According to Jolly, great stories, like the Pink Pig story, have 6 specific elements. Structure, getting from once upon a time to happily ever after. Flow, how you get there. Setting the scene, describing the action, making a point. Dynamic tension or conflict. Characters with distinct personalities. Tone that's true to each character. And a mood for each scene or the story overall. And a great story can be retold by anyone. To prove the point, Jolly launched into another story, this time sharing his own experience as the conductor of The Voices of Liberty, an a cappella group that performs at Epcot Center in Florida. One day he noticed a hearing-impaired girl in the audience, and he made a snap decision to change the show.
As we begin to sing our last song, here's what happened. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And as we began to sing, I noticed the young girl tap her mother on the leg and say, "You don't have to sign for me. They're singing for me." That's a story that had the 6 elements of storytelling.
He then challenged the audience to pair up and retell his story to each other. The moral of this story, Great storytelling sparks excitement and enthusiasm and gets people to move from compliance, doing something because the boss says so, to commitment, doing things because it's the right thing to do. For NUS Business School, I'm Katie Sargent.